Dear children, we were reading page 37. Since we are done with the one who always writes, now we shall read a decade later. Well, what does a decade mean? Decade means a period of 10 years. A period of 10 years. And later, we use later to refer to a time that is after the one we have been talking about or after the present one. So, let's read what happens after a period of 10 years. One morning, suddenly the words that I had used to counsel my son years ago rang loudly in my ears. One morning, what happens? The words that I had used to counsel my son. To counsel means to give an advice. And when something rings in one's ears, it means to be vividly present in one's mind or memory, as if one can still hear those words. So, if something rings in one's ears, it means it lingers in one's consciousness and makes the person feel as if the person is still listening those words. Here, what happens after 10 years? One day, suddenly, the words that the narrator had used to give advice to his son started ringing in his ears. And now let's read what were those words. A fellow human beings and anything that has life are made to be loved. This is what narrator used to teach his son when he was small, when he was a kid, that every living creature created by God deserves to be loved. Every tool has its specific use, that every tool is meant for some special purpose. A needle should be used to stitch clothes. It is not made for writing things on the fridge. One day, when narrator's son started scribbling on the refrigerator, my name is, as we have just read, he starts reprimanding his son and tells him that every object has specific use and needles are made for stitching, not for scribbling. The walls of the fridge are all painted. If you use a needle against it, it will leave scratches and we will need to buy new paint to repaint it. The narrator scolded his son for scribbling on the surface of refrigerator, and these are the exact words that we read in the earlier module that narrator used to counsel his son. And due to the counseling only, the narrator's son rectified his bad habit of scribbling on the surfaces of the objects. We are done with the reading of page 36.